Hello, my name is Martyr, and this is Let's Play Towncraft, and thank you for watching. Towncraft is a casual sandbox strategy town simulation game, guys. Why do I say casual? And first off and foremost, I don't mean that in any kind of mean or derisive way. People hear casual and they start making assumptions very quickly. They start associating it with some very negative connotations. I don't mean that. I mean that it's casual in that you can relax, not stress, and kind of just lie back and play this game, because it's not necessarily the world's most fastest paced game. There really isn't even a way to lose. There's no zombies or creepers or anything there to really knock it down. It's like I said, it's just a very calm, kind of casual, town simulation game, kind of. But you'll see what I mean in a bit, guys. Towncraft released on Steam February 2015. Towncraft was developed by Flat Earth Games and Epiphany Games, and then Flat Earth Games did the publishing as well. You can go ahead and get Towncraft on Steam for the first week sale price of $8.99 or $9.99 normally. Now, like I said, there's just a lot of... Some people are giving this game a lot of flack, I noticed, on Steam in a couple areas. And I don't think that's necessarily completely fair and warranted. There's a lot of perceptions, a lot of preconceptions that people come with when they enter this, this area of sandbox, crafting games, or Minecraft kind of games, I guess you could say, or Terraria games, whatever you want to call them. Not that I'm saying that Towncraft's a ripoff of any of those games. It's not. It's its own different thing. It's its own whole beast. But there's a lot of preconceptions that are made about these types of games, and I think a lot of them were attached to this game. I don't think that's necessarily fair. So we're just going to start off with the options, guys, and I'll start, talking about features and all that good kind of stuff here. The game does go up to 1080p resolution. You have some sound options here. You can turn them off and on. I haven't unlocked all scenarios just so I can show you that, but you can actually turn that off, and you actually can make your way through each tutorial, kind of like a story mode, even though there isn't kind of a story. There is kind of a story. It's very loosey-goosey as far as that stuff goes. But there is no controller support for that matter. There's no steamy goodness as far as I'm aware of. There might be some in the future, but as of right now, there really isn't. You do have two options for avatars. You can be a girl or a boy. He has an awesome mustache there, apparently. And that's kind of it as far as the options go. There is challenge modes as well, where you can kind of play like, the River Wild and Desert Island, and each of them comes with their own, objective. There's nothing on your humble little sandy island except wood and coconuts plenty. How you turn this sunburnt and lonely place into a thriving town. Okay, you get the basic idea. There's all sorts of kind of different environments and stuff that you can play with here in the game. There's also, obviously, the campaign mode, which has, it looks like, plus the tutorial, 3 boards. So all the boards are kind of procedurally generated each time you load into them. It's always going to take all the resources and kind of throw them to the 4 winds in different directions. So we're going to load up into a game here that I have had going for about an hour or two. And I've got a pretty good feel for the game. And this is kind of it. This is a very minimalistic UI. You're going to be kind of just staring at things most of the time. You kind of click and drag to move around the map. There's no edge detection. A lot of people said that the game feels very, app-like, and I can see why they would say that. There's little tabs here that you click on to get access to things like, your crafting and all that good kind of stuff. And I can see why people say, yeah, it kind of reminds them of an app, and I can definitely feel that. So let's talk about what you're looking at right here. On the left, we have our inventory. To the right, we have our basic crafting, what we would craft by hand, let's say. You can also click on objects inside of my building over here. I'll go over to my work table. Gosh dang it. And that would bring up a other kind of crafting table. On the bottom, you have the town crafting screen, which is a completely different screen from those other two, because this is actually how you kind of construct your town. You basically have to grab a certain amount of materials. Like, for instance, for a log cabin, I'd need, 8 pieces of log. And then I'd click and then drag that particular piece of building wherever I'd want it. Now, one thing is weird, I will say, is that each building has only a certain amount of size that it can be. You're not really allowed to create humongous, giant square buildings. They all have their own predetermined sizes when you make them. Which is a little weird, but you know what? It's just the way the game is. There's nothing I can really do about that. So yeah, every building has kind of like a predetermined size to it. So what's your overall goal? Well, that depends on the mission. I think my current quest is... let's see, as a doctor friend of mine has discovered some rather interesting effects berries have when you prepare it a certain way. I can take 50 off your hands from your stockpile at a premium price, right? So I'm growing berries right now. There's farming in this game. There's all that good kind of crafting stuff you would expect from this type of game. And you got logging, you got mining. There's just, let me give you a quick example of the environments here. There's lots of varied things in the environment. There's rocks, and there's trees that are growing fruits, and there's natural vegetation that grows there. I saw grapes around here somewhere, and there's some grapes. There's just all sorts of crazy stuff going on. There's lakes that you can fish in. The game has all of that, you know, that thing that you would want in a sandbox style game. I have no idea what that is. I think it's wheat right there. It has everything you would want in a sandbox style game. The thing is, it's at a little bit of a slower pace. The character, as you can see right here, I'm just going to just click over here. He kind of moves at a very, you know, jaunt pace. He's not really trying to rush. He's taking his time. He's a gentleman. He doesn't really need to move at high speeds. It's not like he's being chased by zombies or anything. He kind of just casually strolls to whatever it is you click on. There, of course, is people that you can interact with in the game. Because the game does feature, it's about creating a town. That's what your overall goal is to create a town. You can offer people jobs, you can hire people, bring them into your town, make them part of your society. But to do that, you have to have houses for them, buildings as it were. You can also trade with NPCs. So like, for instance, I could sell this chick all my apples. I'd be like, here, take all my apples. I'm going to keep 5 for myself to regrow some. And I'm going to get, looks like, a total of 30 copper. Awesome. Now she has some coal, some canary eggs, you know, fishing poles. Nothing I really need or want, so I'll just go ahead and, you know, exit out of this now. And then I can walk up to this person here. Is this the guy who wanted my berries? And be like, okay, well, I want you to have a job. I want you to be a lumberjack or a fisherman, a farmer, a miner. You know, you get the basic idea here. He will do whatever I tell him to do, and I can hire him, add him to my town, and make my town a little bit of a bigger place. So let's just say, let's give this guy, wait, can we hire him? Okay, guess not. Oh, we have to have I think we have to have a very specific thing for him to be able to be whatever it is. So like, if we wanted him to be a tavern guy, we'd have to have a tavern open. We have to have like a bar, certain things set up for him to be able to do that particular job. If I wanted him to be a farmer, I'd have to have, obviously, you know, farming equipment, or at least it looks like I can just hire him now. And it looks like it's going to cost me 80 copper to hire this guy. Good grief, I don't even think I have enough right now to hire that guy. I don't even know where my copper is listed. It might be listed in one of these top screens here. There's a lot of buttons around here to play with, obviously. This little button right here has all your information, recipes that you know how to make, things that you've discovered. There's other things that you haven't discovered how to make, but they'll list them for you anyways. What else is here? We got the feather. This tells you how many people you have in your town, how to fire them if you wanted to. How much money do I have? I have 68, so I need enough to hire somebody. And this also basically tells you how you're doing, how your progression is going, what your town's rating is, etc., 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 guys. So you get the basic idea of what that does. And I think this last one is for, I think it just gives you your town rating, basically. That's all it really does? Yeah, that's basically all it does. Okay. Which mine right now is a shanty town. Basically, it's a crap bomb town, but that's okay because I've only been playing for a little while. So let's talk about the buttons here. Like I said, there's crafting button, there's the inventory button, this is the town button. You can craft a whole bunch of stuff here. These are how you make buildings here on the left. On the right are things that you can add to your town to make your town a little bit more, give you a little bit more functionality. So like, for instance, I'm going to go ahead and create a mine shaft. So I actually saved this specifically for the purposes of this video. I'm going to create a mine shaft. Can I create a mine shaft anywhere? That is a good question. Apparently, hold on. I want to put my mine shaft right there. That's where I want it to go. So we're going to have to move it on there a little bit. We're going to alter the camera a little bit, and that'll be fine. So I'm going to put it right there. Build. All right. So now we have a mine shaft. We can go underground. And he's going to town down there and mining, I guess. That was all you got? Really? That's all you got in there? Get back in there. Get back in there again. If you don't bring me back something good, I'm gonna kill you. I guess that's just a rock mine. I guess there's just nothing of value down there. Well, either way, you get the basic idea. You can construct things for your town to make your town a little bit more of a hospitable place. You can craft a town stockpile, which is where, you know, NPCs will gather things and start bringing it to you. You have a campfire, which I think allows you to cook. You have a well, which is a constant source for water. Kind of important thing to have a well. Let's go ahead and build that. What the hell? And now we have a well in town. Again, this is all improving my my town rating, as it were. I can't believe I can't get anything else out of there other than freaking rocks. I was hoping I could get some metal out of there. It doesn't matter because I already have metal in my inventory. I can show you definitely how the crafting works. The crafting in this game is experimental crafting. It's like anything else, like Forsaken Isles. You're going to have to figure things out for yourself. I think people were complaining, oh, the crafting's confusing. That's a bullcrap complaint. If you don't like crafting, if you don't like figuring things out in a survival, not a survival, but a sandbox game, why are you playing the genre? You have to experiment. You have to figure out how things are made. Or you can just cheat and look at the wiki. If you don't really care to figure things out for yourself, just go ahead, look at the wiki. What does it matter? But you get the basic idea. You combine up 3 items to make something interesting. Like, okay, I'll take wood sticks, some barrels, and some that. Okay, hold on. That didn't work. Let's try that. Oh, that makes a bucket. So we can make a bucket. We need buckets. It just said I needed a bucket, didn't it? Yes, I did. So let's make a bucket. So we got a bucket now. We can take that bucket to the well, and suddenly we got some water. All right, we could take that water. Who knows what we could do with that? We could probably do something interesting with it. We could combine a bucket of water with something, or we could take some, let's see, some iron long blade here and some handles or something. I don't know. You get the basic idea. There's a lot of experimentation that comes with the crafting in this game, guys. And that's just standard when it comes to these types of games. There's lots of experimenting. There's farming, which you can basically just simply walk over to your... I'm going to walk over to my farm area here in a little bit. Oh, look at those berries. They grew big. Look at them big old boys. Yes, you did. You grew big old boys. So we'll grab those. Grab some potatoes. My potatoes will keep regrowing. It's fantastic. But I can add more plots, so I need to grab more berries, obviously. So we'll just grab our berries from our inventory. No. Berries. There we go. And then we'll just add some more plots. We're like, okay, I want some more berry plots here. One thing I've noticed is it's very specific as to where you can place plots in this game. It doesn't necessarily let you place things wherever you really like. So, like, for instance, even though I'm chopping these trees down, which, by the way, I just simply do by left-clicking on them, the pathing in this game is not necessarily the best thing in the world. You can click on areas and he'll try to figure out there, but the pathing can be a little bit confusing as to what you're chopping up or what you're aiming at, as it were. As you can see, like, I knocked these things down. Okay, so I can't plant there. Okay, never mind. I apologize. I thought you couldn't. Well, there you go. So apparently you can. Not there, though. I don't know why I can't plant here, for instance. Maybe there's just some trees that are frivolous and some that are always meant to kind of always regrow, to always give you a constant, regrowth of resources. That's what I had to guess. That's why there's only certain places that you can plant things and certain places you can't. But again, you can plant farms, all that good kind of stuff here, guys. There's crafting. There's mining, of course. You can basically walk up to rocks. And that's kind of how you're going to start the game off anyways. You basically kind of start off with nothing. You gather sticks from trees. You can click on trees to knock trees down. And that's kind of how it works. You can also use WASD if you wanted to, and then the space bar, but it's really not that fast in comparison. But it does give you a little bit more heightened control, whereas, clicking on things, it can be a little bit confusing, as you can see. It's just not necessarily the greatest amount of how that works there. So we're basically trying to grow some berries for our objective, and then it'll give us another objective, and then it'll give us rewards for that objective, and so on and so forth. Let me show you how to make a... What the heck was that noise? Never heard that noise before. This will just create a quick little log cabin here for you to see. You basically have to have, again, a certain amount of resources. Or, you know what? Let's go ahead and make a door. Let's go make a house so that way you can see what that's like. So we're going to go over here. And head to my crafting table. I'm going to need to make 2 doorknobs, right? Alright, so we got 2 doorknobs now. You can either click over here on the right, or you can just click again on the item in the inventory itself to remove the item from the crafting table, as it were. So we'll grab our 2 doorknobs there. We'll add that, and then I think we should be able to add some wood, and bam, we got a door. Alright, now we can go over here outside. We should be able to make a building. Yes, we can. Wait. It's like there, or is it there? Why don't you want to let me make a building here? What's your problem? Sometimes it can be a little bit finicky. I'm not gonna lie. The game's not a perfect game. There's there's certain weird issues in the game that kind of can be a little bit head scratching at times. It doesn't take away from the gameplay. It doesn't take from its relaxed tone. Like, for instance, there's no losing objectives in this game. You can't lose at this game. It just basically depends on how long it takes you to get to that particular objective. For God's sakes, why can't I make this house, man? Why? What is wrong with this house? It's like, is this house cursed? Am I clicking the wrong way? Okay, hold on. Let's 1, 2, 3. Is it this way? Is it that way? What do you want from me? You have resources for 3. Do I not have enough? Is that what it is? For 3 10 squares. We don't have enough. Hold on, so we need some more. Let's try. Maybe I don't have enough. That's probably what it is. I thought I had enough. Maybe I just don't have enough. Let's go ahead and grab some logs here. Drop them in there. Make a crap ton of logs. There we go. We'll just do a couple even more. There we go. Now let's see if that was the problem. That could have been the problem. You know what? That was the problem. We can also make a stone building now. Oh, okay. So there you go. It wasn't the game's fault. I was the moron in that case. So now we got a stone building. Check that out. We could also have made the other one that we wanted to, but I had enough to make both. And again, that's going to improve my town rating. I can assign people to that building, make it a tavern, a market, whatever I want it to be. It can become whatever I choose it to be. It's my option. It's my town. I'm the mayor of this town, as it were. This is Martyrsville. So yeah, you have that town crafting. You can hire people. You can fire people. Your objective is to always kind of expand your town, accomplish your quests. Like I said, all the environments are all randomly generated, so everything you see around here is kind of just randomly placed, and it will change from game to game. Like I started off with like an area full of, I think I had like a bunch of canary eggs when I first started off, and I harvested all those and I sold some. I'm just chopping these trees down just to gather these apples, which is a really good resource to sell. And it's all about trading, like I said, a lot of just a lot of gathering, a lot of crafting. It's a casual game, guys. It's not meant to stress you out. It's not meant to be like, oh my god, how am I going to pass this objective? You're going to pass the objective. You're going to, accomplish it, whatever it is you're trying to do. It's a great game if you're even learning how to kind of just learn about the genre. If you're just like, first time you ever played crafting games, sandbox style games, this is a good game because it teaches kind of the fundamentals. It teaches about patience. It also has that really cool town crafting aspect to it all. I'm getting some iron from that. I like that a lot. Clickety, 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 clickety. Die. It's funny that the outside mining is more useful than my mine. I'm wondering how you make a more useful mine. Maybe because I placed it in like a bad area, I'm just getting crap from it. It's very possible. I don't really know. As you can see, there is a day-night cycle. It really doesn't affect much of anything. I didn't notice. It just kind of, you're like, oh, it's suddenly nighttime, and there's torches that help light up your town, and oh, I gotta go collect my berry farm here. And maybe we can accomplish an objective here if we hurry fast enough. There's the guy, I think, that wanted them. Hurry up, man! Again, he's just jaunting along. So yeah, there's just a lot of people who said the character is very slow moving. It's not necessarily a lie. He's kind of a very casual man. He's gonna take his sweet ass time just about get anything done. Which, like I said, it's gonna either annoy you or you're gonna just, it's fine. It's not that big a deal. It's not anything that really crushes the game and makes it unplayable. He's a casual guy. He's taking his sweet time. So it looks like these aren't ready. They're not ripe, if I had to guess. These are, though. Gather those up. Love me some potatoes. There's cooking in this game, all that good kind of stuff. There's a lot of trading. I would love to hire somebody so I could show you that aspect of things. But there's nobody freaking around. Where's everybody? It's nighttime. They're probably all just, like, terrified. Let's walk towards this lady. Whenever you click on an NPC, it does kind of stop them. Dead in their tracks. So yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of crafting. There's a lot of, it does take a while to get a town going. So the game does obviously have plenty of replay value, as it were. I'm going to sell some potatoes, and that should hopefully give me enough to hire somebody for a day. Hey, you want a job? You want to work here? Hey, you want a job? You're just a trader too. What? They sound like they're like, whatever, we don't care, go to hell. Okay, so obviously I cannot hire those people. It looks like these ones are ready to... Okay, so you can tell like how ripe it is by the stems if it's ready to be harvested. So that's kind of cute. Like this one just got ready to be harvested. Cool. Okay, any of the other ones? They'll come along. I think that gives kind of a basic idea of what Towncraft's like, guys. Like I said, it's just a very... It's not necessarily the world's fastest paced sandbox game, which is throwing off a lot of people. There's no lose objectives, which is throwing off a lot of people. Is the game enjoyable? Yes. Is the game perfect? No. The character moves kind of slow. There's pathing issues. When you do hire an NPC, let's see if I can hire this guy. Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna hire him as a miner. Can you be a miner? Yeah, go mine. Okay, so he's now gonna go mine. And basically he's now under the feather here. The only problem with this particular situation is that I can either locate or fire him. I can't have him switch jobs, for instance. The NPCs don't necessarily have too much personality. They kind of just, you know, like whatever. You also have to have a amount of money every day that you want to keep somebody hired. So I need to earn another 80 copper to keep this guy hired. So whenever you're definitely got to a lot of town economy management going on for sure. But yeah, I can't switch his jobs. So the NPCs kind of just stand there and act like little drones. I'd like to see this idea expanded upon. I'd like to see a little bit more of a story involved. Like, you can make weapons in this game, but there's really, at least as far as I know, there's a point to them. I haven't really encountered anything that's tried to kill me. So, you know, it's just something that I'd like to see expanded upon. As far as the graphics and sound and music go, the music's okay. It wasn't anything I had to complain about. Sound effects are just fine. The graphics, they're hit or miss. You're either gonna like them or you're not gonna mind them, basically. They're okay. They kind of remind me a little bit of like like a Flash game, a little bit of a mobile game. It's not that it's all drawn perfectly fine. It's just that it's not necessarily, you know, appealing to the eye, as it were. I do like the different color trees and all their crazy shapes. I do like that a bit. I think it kind of adds a little bit of personality to the world. But just in all, it's a very kind of a flat environment. It's not necessarily anything that shoots out at me like this huge empty tract of land here. It just looks kind of almost as if it was unfinished. But again, it's suitable. It works just fine. Gather my berries. Gather my berries. You know, there's other things that I'd like to see added to this game. You know, like marriage. You know, you can get character married, have children, add a little bit more like Harvest Moon type objectives to this game, because I think it would make it kind of take it to the next level. I think it would give it a little bit more replayability. As far as the replayability goes, you're going to get a lot out of it, because it does take a while to get pretty much anything done. You know, to getting your town going, to getting the resources to create buildings. This is, you know, after about 2 hours and, you know, a half now of just work, and this is as far as I've come. I mean, it's pretty good. I did cheat. I did look up certain crafting guides, so it might take you even longer if you didn't know exactly what you were doing, guys. So I think that's going to kind of wrap up the video, guys. Towncraft's a fun game. It's a casual game. It's a relaxing game. Play it when you just have like an entire afternoon off and you don't want to like worry about zombies or creepers or anything like that. You just want to kind of just goof around, you know, and just kind of do something kind of mindless. I think that's what Towncraft's good for. With some updates here and there, they can add some really cool new features to this game, bring it to that next level. Hopefully they do that. I would really like the buildings to be unrestricted in size, but I guess I can kind of see why the buildings are restricted in size, because, you know, I'm going to cover the entire forest in one giant town hall. It's a little strange. It can make the game seem a little wonky, but then again, it's Towncraft. That's the point. I want to be able to create whatever town I want to make. And if I can't do that, well, then what's the point of it being called Towncraft? Oh, I want to craft a windmill here. Does that... Okay, let's just click there. Build! Ah, okay. Ooh, ah. Does this turn? It does turn. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. That's good. Okay, so basically it's kind of like another building. It's kind of like another mine. It just turns one resource into another. He's gathering a lot of rocks, that guy. Do I have to listen to that the entire time? Like, okay, good. If I drag my screen away, I don't have to listen to him do that anymore. So yeah, it's Towncraft. Let me build a building to whatever size I want. That's something I think that should be changed, guys. But in all, it's fun. It's casual. It accomplishes exactly what the game's all about, guys. If you enjoy crafting games, if you enjoy sandbox games, if you enjoy town simulation games, you will enjoy this because there is a lot of tough, management of towns here. You have to have enough money. You have to have enough resources going. You have to have enough, output and input going at the same time to create a really good functional town. Oh, the copper's on the top right there. I couldn't see that because it's covered in my webcam. My bad. What's this down here, by the way? Oh, that's just a locator for your character. Okay. On the bottom right, there's a little screen, little avatar thing you can click on to go straight to your character. So I think that kind of covers it, guys. I just want to say big thanks to the developer and publisher for a chance to check out this title. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and share, guys, and I'll keep bringing you awesome indie games, guys. If you really enjoyed this video, maybe consider hitting up that tip jar. If you're feeling generous of heart, all tips go to improving the channel or future giveaways. Till next time, guys, play more indie games.